It's my third AIME Fuse with you. Real excited to be here. What's on your mind kind of coming into this year's event and going into Saturday?
Yeah, it's great to have everyone back together. So the first thing is like getting the broker community and family back together, as last year was virtual, right? And so that was a big thing. And the second thing is like, so many new faces. It's unbelievable to see how many people are here. And so I was just telling some brokers about, I was like, make sure you got a way to meet each other, because there's so many people out here and learning from one another and sharing ideas. And so I'm real excited about it, about the community that's here. And so that's really what I'm looking forward to, not only for tonight, but Saturday.
Okay, hey gang, Barry, just give it to me straight. Is there a housing bubble?
Everybody's worried about that. It's like the number one search term in CNBC, and everybody's wondering if there is.
That's the reason I'm interviewing, so I get searched.
There you go. Well, in a short answer, no. I think there's still a housing boom. People get confused. They compare it to 2006, where they say, home prices are 41% above that, and that was a bubble. That's right. But there's more demand now. There's more demand and less supply. Back then, you had households being formed at a rate less than what we were seeing builders put up. There was like 900,000 households being formed, and builders putting up 2 million homes. Today, builders are putting up less homes than households being formed. In addition to that, incomes are much greater. Incomes are up by 55%. Rates back then were 6 or 7%. Today they're at, let's call it 3%. So your monthly payment on that more expensive home is a lot cheaper, but you're also making a lot more money. So it's taking up a lot less of your monthly, let's call it your front ratio. So when we take a look at that, that's one example of why it's not a housing bubble. But in addition to that, if you look at future demand, builders aren't really putting up enough homes. Now, if we compare to 2007, there were about 116 million households. Today, there's about 129 million households. So you have about 13 million more households, but you have 3 million fewer homes for sale. There were over 3.5 million homes for sale then. Now it's like a little over 1 million homes for sale.
What do you think about when people theorize that that company BlackRock is buying up all the investment properties, and that's kind of adding to the housing pressure?
It does, because a lot of that's being turned into rental units, which you have a big demand in rental units. Absolutely. And that's the thing too, is that people say, okay, well, buying a house is tough. Yeah, it is tough. So is dieting. So is exercise. All these things are all these things are tough, but you know what? The results are great, right? And while it sucks to look for a home, for 67% of the population who own homes, they have the benefit of home ownership. They're up 30% in equity just in the last year. So if you have MI, refinance. If you got debt, consolidate that debt. They benefited. Now, yes, it is hard to find a home, and sometimes you have to go over asking price for the home. And while it's difficult, the benefits are huge, and it's going to continue to rise.
Barry, thank you so much for your time. As always, appreciate it.
You got it.
You work for AIME now. What's your title?
Sure. So I am the president of Broker Advocacy.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So what
does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah,
Like, do you go
sure.
to Washington D.C. and do good things for brokers? Like, what does that mean?
That's part of it. Honestly, that has more to do with my role on the Government Affairs Committee that we're doing that kind of stuff. But like advocating for brokers however I can, and just having a pulse on what's going on, because the problems that I'm having, the rest of the brokers are having too. And whether it's pushing our lender partners to do certain things, or our vendor partners, or whatever, and just trying to get the needs of the brokers and fighting for them. Basically,
do people in D.C. take the mortgage industry seriously?
They take it incredibly seriously. Mortgages are housing, and housing is how every politician is really going to gauge the pulse of the country and the pulse of the economy. So yeah, they absolutely take us seriously. And part of my position is getting us organized to the point that we're all rowing in the same direction on the things that we all care about the same rate. Because if we have 12,000 members and we're all scattered, like, hate to break it to you, the politicians are not on Brokers Are Better. But if we get organized correctly and we have a 12,000 person organization, association, moving the same boat, maybe even partnering with other associations on things that we care about. We're not going to agree on everything, but if we can get to that level, you're damn right they care about us, and they're going to take us very, very seriously.